They've got to think about these new roads, haven't they? New road, cold conditions, can't see shit. Not a day for a big bike. So I'm taking out Rocket 3. A fellow member of the Hinckley Owners, or Hinckley Triumph Owners Club, has let me take it out for a spin. That fucking kickstand is so far away, you can't actually get it in. Holy shit, it's talking, this bastard. So yeah, I did a little bit of a run before I started this video because this is a big thing to just jump on and start handling. Like, because of the weight of it, it's like a big old 300 kilo bastard. If you start going to the corner, the weight just drags it down. I was a bit edgy on that roundabout. That and the roads today are terrible. On the way here, the amount of ice I had to drive over was ridiculous. This is the kind of riding this bike's for, really. Motorway, cruising along. I mean, you can stick it in bendies. With that torque, you're pulling out of corners like no one's business. But saying that, this is just insane. Jesus, fifth gear pulling! The pulling fifth gear is just mad. It's one of those things where you're like, did I just do that? And you're like, hell yeah, I just did that. Some ridiculous figure of torque in this, it's insane. Oh, I suppose I should start reviewing this really, shouldn't I? I'm kind of in awe of the 2.3 litre behemoth between my legs. Which I could say is a daily occurrence, but... Well, the dude who owns this told me to go this way, because as soon as I start getting on the Fakenham road, shit gets fun. So I suppose I should see if he's right. Jesus Christ! Brakes are good. I mean, they've got to be. They're bringing a third of a ton to a standstill. What I will say though is because I'm not used to the seating position. Yeah, again, cruisers. We know what I'm like with cruisers. It tends to be a bit kind of weird putting my feet down because the boards, not boards, but the pegs are huge. It's like trying to just went right. It's gonna be a big bike, and we mean everything about it's gonna be big. I thought I'd take a slower road to what the guy actually said because you can't hear fuck all. Now the seating position is quite stretched, but you've got to keep in mind you've got 2.3 litres of inline 3 that way, not that way. It's pointing out in front of you. Also, this is a good road to test suspension on because, well, the road's crap. What we'll say is obviously the weights. Weightier bikes tend to have better suspension. Tend to. Because they've got to support that weight better. And I've already noticed over the slightly rough areas, like the rougher areas from where I've come from before I start this review, that the suspension is quite nice, as I'll prove on this pothole. That would have been more jerky on those bikes, but because of the weight and the way they've suspended it with these massive forks, it actually is quite a nice composure. It's got a nice noise. You never really need to rev this, so it burbles quite nicely as you're going along. The mirrors are quite good, like nice round ones, you can really see what's there. Obviously it being a cruiser, you've got proper classic twin chrome dials, nice white on black writing. Top speed on this is apparently 140, both of them got little LCD displays, excuse me. Only really revs, red line's at 6,500 revs. But I hate to think how much it would pull if you give it more than that. The information it displays in the little LCDs, I don't know how to change the modes on this, it might just be as it is. Unless there's a button somewhere I'm missing, but that's probably that one, but I don't want to start fucking around with the dude's buttons. Because I did read it up. Now it's got odometer, it's got 2 trips, on this it's got gear indicator, how many miles you've got left, once you get your tank range, and your fuel gauge. The dude bought the one I'd have bought, which is the one with the nice red stripe down the tank. The tank is, as you can tell, fucking huge. Very imposing. I'll pull over somewhere nice and I'll give it a good look around. Because this is a sight to fucking behold. My arms are really stretched out. The seat though, is fucking lush. Can't complain about the seat at all. I mean I could, but I'd be a crass wanker to do so. So let's not carry on this way, let's go find somewhere more fun. Problem is, I know when I go back I'm going to be blinded by the sun, so I'm trying not to do any routes that I'm going to have to go straight back down. Because the sunlight today, like most winter days when you get a wet floor, is fucking abysmal. This is a terrible idea because there's mud everywhere. But I know I want to come out the end of this one, so you just kind of, you know, you've got to weigh up your options, ain't you? Oh. I know this sports a massive rear tyre, but you're going to have a wide tyre to hold all this engine on the road. You imagine if you had like the tyre you get on a 50cc, where it's about that wide, it'd be ridiculous. I think you can get something like 35 miles to the gallon on this if you're touring on it, but if you properly give it some shit, well, I've used a third of a tank, I'm down to 100 miles. And now it's 100 miles because I'm giving it gently. I got it down to 90 on the dual carriageway. This is quite nice to just cruise around on, I'll be honest. I'm glad I took this route. It's the route you kind of want to do. It's just these little back roads as well. Not the fun ones, just the nice kind of scenic ones. You can see where you're going. You don't have to worry about what you're doing. Just nice kind of get used to it kind of roads. Sadly, Triumph don't make the Rocket 3 anymore. But I suppose in this day and age, a motorcycle with half of a Corvette's V6 don't really need to exist, do they? And no, that's not literally the half of a V6, but their pistons are the same size as a Corvette. Actually, I think it's out of a V8, but obviously you'll be chopping the end off a V8 to make it a V6 and then half in that. And that's what you get. They are that size. They are small dinner plate sized pistons in this. Big bore, short stroke pistons. Gives that lovely noise. It is incredible to ride. It's more of an experience to be had more than anything. But this wasn't a bike designed to be a serious bike. I'll put the promotional material up and you'll see what I mean.
Ever since the dawn of time, Triumph have been producing large, powerful motorbikes in their Hinckley factory near Leicester. With over 900 years of motorbike building prowess behind them, Triumph have created two-wheeled motorised classics, including their latest invention, the Rocket 3. But how is this, the world's largest motorbike, made? Much like its performance, construction of the Rocket 3 turns traditional motorbike assembly on its head. Thus, the first part of the bike to be added is its centre of gravity. The tiny items are made by hand in a hermetically sealed chamber, where they're then pressurised. The engine itself is created next door. When creating the most powerful motorbike known to man, the key was to use an engine that wasn't previously known to man. Engines this large cannot simply be built, and instead are grown from embryo engines germinated in a nutrient-rich sludge medium, injected with steroids, and then kept in this bank of cupboards near the photocopiers to grow. When they've reached adolescence, the frame is attached, and over 200 kilos of power are added. It's a delicate process. Too little, and the bike will feel sluggish. Too much, and it could explode. The wheels can now be bolted on, and the bike is sent into a special room where all the complicated bits are put on by men who read magazines about maths. Argument juice is added from the argument lobe of the female brain, allowing the finished bike to change direction in an instant, improving handling. The same technology is used in modern fighter planes. Fun doesn't get into the bike by accident. In this soundproofed area, assembly workers play compilation tapes of jokes to the bike while it watches classic episodes of TV comedy shows from the late 70s up to the present day. Fun is absorbed by osmosis, and levels are monitored. When full, the bike is painted and baked. The whole bike is chamoised with yak butter, and only when Triumph's resident gurning fool can see himself reflected as a thing of beauty is the bike released for testing. Testing is accompanied by banjo music for safety purposes. The tests themselves look to assess manoeuvrability and performance in real-world situations. Here we see an emergency stop for someone who's dropped their badger in the road. Practicing control in the advent of hitting a lard spill. And safety procedure for getting home if your front wheel falls off. Occasionally, test riders try to slip in a few hooligan antics, but these are generally frowned upon. All of these techniques must be carried out without spilling the rider's tea, to ensure the Rocket 3's legendary ease of handling and comfort remains intact. Testing passed, the bikes are finished, and are finally equipped with their riders, who come off independent production lines throughout the world, all keen to enjoy the thrills the Rocket 3 has to offer. And the satisfied Triumph workers head home after another hard day building the Rocket 3.
So yeah, you see what I mean? They didn't take themselves too seriously when making this. Because that wasn't someone doing a video about Triumph. That was Triumph's manufacturing video for this bike. Does it seem serious to you? Because it sure as... I was about to go down there. Whoops. It sure as hell doesn't seem serious to me. You know what I'm saying? If I go back the way I came, there's a nice place I can stop in Wroxham. I'm already in 60. You don't feel like you're going fast on this, besides the wind, which there's not a lot because you've got that massive screen. I mean, you still get like bits on your shoulders and on my face. There's not a lot. I'm aware of the wind noise, which is why I keep slowing down. But I'm going to get back on that new Northern Distributor road at Norwich. And we'll open the old girl up again. But we'll keep her, you know, fairly low gear. Then we can find somewhere to stop and I can give you a walk around. If I can get the side stand down. Fucking hell, I don't know who designed that, but they could have moved it a little bit. To be fair, whoever designed it clearly had to try and use as little diamond as possible in order to make that kickstand to support the weight of this bike. It is a behemoth. I never thought to be able to ride one of these. Because originally, they, you know, you couldn't go and test ride one unless you're 25 due to the massive capacity of the bastard. And I turned 25, went to my local Triumph dealer. Now I know they'd stopped making them just before I turned 25, but there's always that hope the demo's still there, because they're still going to get rid of old stock. And I went in on the first nice day off that I had, that they were actually open, because you know, it was like, you get nice day off, dealer's closed. So the first nice day off that I had that they were open, the demo was up for sale. I think someone put a deposit on it as well, and as such could not be ridden. And that was the last Rocket 3 at a dealer within sensible distance, in fact probably within the country. From what I looked up to the Midlands and no one had one. Not that you could ride. It's just insane. So luckily, joined a member of the Hinkley Triumph Owners Club Old Farts chapter, because I am, as you know, an old fart at the ripe old age of 26. And one of the members has this beauty. And I said I'd love to have a go on it. Just kind of more of a passing comment on it, and he just invited me to take a ride on it. because you meet the nicest people on a Triumph. They say you meet the nicest people on a Honda, but that's a lie. You meet the Hondaist people on a Honda. Right, what gear am I in? Second gear. Second gear it is. I'm catching up to this car, for fuck's sake. Fourth gear! Fifth gear! Okay, we've got a wobble. We have a wobble. Time to calm down. Oh. Now, wobble's bad enough, but when I've got to manhandle this much weight, holy cow! That was fifth gear, 4,000 revs, and it didn't give a fuck. This engine, I think it's like sort of stupid, like 160 foot-pound of torque. I'll put up the correct figure on screen. It's only 150 horsepower. My phone's going off. Oh well. That's the car I overtook, so they're probably a bit pissed off. Oop. False neutral, my bad. The clutch is really far out. So it's just impossible to fucking use my fingers. I mean, obviously if I had it, I'd adjust it a bit, but obviously the dude set it up for himself. The dude's got a dog to go with this bike. He's got a fucking great day. I mean, it's a great day, and you know what I mean? It's 2.5 years old and it's as big as this bike. Insane. Just unfuckable. But yeah, cruising along on this, fuck me, look, one-handed. It's just, it's so easy. There's a little bit of vibration, but to be fair, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of power they've had to fit in the, like, in a motorcycle. It's ridiculous. My fuel's gone up. Okay. I suppose long journey, it's estimating, but still, it's super weird. One thing the guy mentioned, and I kind of noticed, is a massive pain in the ass with the touring one, which is what he's got. And I'll show you it momentarily. Am I going the right way? I must be going the right way, I came this way. I'm actually enjoying the burn, but I do apologise, I could probably speed up a bit more, but I didn't really want to. This is an insane motor. Just insane. So I'm going to say, should you buy one of these? Well, it's not an everyday bike. And I'll be honest, my legs are really uncomfortable right now. It's a nice sitting position, but my legs are so far apart. And I'm just not used to it, to be honest. I'm just not used to it. That gearbox is aggressive. Whoa! The shit on the road there, I don't know if you could see that, but I just hit that and I lost the front for a second. Just a split second, but that's not what I want. That seat is proper nice though. If my legs were just a bit closer together, because that knee I fucked up is really beginning to play up. We went for a 2.5 hour drive on the street triple to go and see family, like a late Christmas thing. And my knee was fine with that, just because the seat position, like the bike's fairly thin. And I was fine. Hello, speed camera. But this, because of the wider position, it's just... It is a sight to behold when you're seeing one of these. It's an experience to be had when you're riding one of these. I'm kind of speechless now. I don't know what to say. It's just, it's a Rocket 3. Triumph build quality, like Hinckley Triumph build quality. So I've never ridden Triumph build quality because people tempt you with the oil leaks and that. But this just... It's a monster. I'm so afraid I'm going to kill myself on this. It's ridiculous. Or scratch it, that's worse. If I die, I die. That's it, end of, done. But If I scratch it or I break something, I've got to pay for repairs. Oh, my ass! Right. Look at that. Shaft drive. Big old twin headlights. Love the little detail at the Triumph bit on the front. Little spotlights. Look at that massive motor. 2.3, look at that. Rocket 3. 2,300 cc's. It's ridiculous. And one of the reasons I brought it here is to kind of put it against some contrast. Because I mean, Roxham, for those who don't know, it's kind of, you go on the, like, as you can tell, boating's a big thing here. And it's more you go on the Broads, you do about 5 miles an hour, you relax. Oh, hold on. Look at that fucking thing rocks. We've got contemporary art gallery and a thing that has classic cars. It's the dependable Austin dealer. And then you get this. And you park it here, and it's just not from round here. It doesn't belong here. It's not contemporary. It's not relaxing. You know, kind of slow chugging along. Or is it? That's the thing. It is relaxing. You can just stroll along on it. It is an art piece of art in itself. Hell, if anything, it deserves to be in there more than those cars. Because it is a masterpiece of British engineering. And it's a shame that we know motors like these will never exist again. Anyway, I'm going to bail out. I hope you enjoyed this review. If not, please let me know why. I'm going to start improving my reviews this year. Feel free to click like and subscribe. Anyway, I'm going to bail out. Cheers.